What's going on, people? Let's talk about shorts. Mostly I'm going to be going on the whole YouTube side of things. I get that they exist in other parts of the world or whatever under different titles, sure, whatever. But kind of just focused on one little aspect, though I will bring up those others. But first off, let me ask you this. What's your opinion on that whole topic, right? And whatever you just said in your head or whatever, keep that, lock it on down, right? This is my opinion. It's just some ranting and whatnot that I do from time to time. I'm not here to try to change your opinion or sway you one way or the other. Doesn't really matter. We can talk about a difference in opinions or how we maybe feel the same later if you'd like to. But again, I'm just here saying how I feel, right? So don't take this as me trying to convince you of some other thought process. Here's the situation, right? Years ago, I was all about making these little short form videos, right? Meaning, the way I say that, 60 seconds or less. I used to do that a lot on the Instagram, largely because their time limit was 60 seconds. And I was like, you know what? All I want to do is just express like how I feel about Mission Barbecue or something that happened at the gym, or maybe talk about like some kind of upcoming sneaker battle type of thing. 60 seconds is plenty, right? So I'd knock those out on a pretty regular basis because it just worked. And as I was doing that, I started to notice that like other friends of mine, oh, I kind of like these little videos you do sometimes, right? Because especially the ones where I'm just like walking around the park, just like talking about random things about my day. People find that entertaining. And I was like, okay, well, that's cool. I'm not going to go out of my way to make more of these, but as the situations present themselves, yeah, sure, I'll put this out there, right? So for me, I've been doing it for a bit and it was just kind of something to do, right? But then you fast forward just a wee bit, right? And I'm not quite sure who exactly is to blame, but at some point, YouTube really started pushing that thing, right? I've got videos that were out there like however long ago that at the time were basically treated as normal videos. They were just shorter, right? But now it's like if you put up one of those videos, they just go ahead and they take it and they just like throw it on in everybody's faces, right? And I get that that can be a good thing because if you're out there and you're trying to get your name out there or whatever, shorts is a pretty quick way to do it, right? Now, honestly, me being me, when I look at those and I see them on my timeline all the time, some of them are even my own, which is super weird to me. Like, I made it. Why are you showing it to me? But I look at them and I always think to myself, clicking on this would be a waste of my time. I'm going to get nothing out of this because that's generally how I feel. I get that there are some out there that are likely full of information, right? Maybe you're showing somebody how to replace this switch on your car or something. You're like, oh yeah, unplug this, redo this, take this off, slip that in there, done, in and out, right? Okay, cool, helpful. Most of the things that I see, and this again, it's just what I see because of how my feeds are set up for whatever reason. Well, I guess I know the reason, it's because it's my feed, but either way, like I see a bunch of stuff and I'm just like, I don't want to watch any of this. I wish I could make it go away, right? Because it just looks like it's going to be a waste of time. Because I kind of, and this is a personal thing, just feel like if I want some content, like some true content, it's probably going to be a little longer form because I want to hear some actual thoughts and things and whatever. You know, that's just a personal opinion, right? But anyway, so I see all these things popping up and just being thrown in my face and whatnot. And yes, it can get your face out there, your name out there, get your product out there, whatever the case may be. And if that's what you want, fantastic. It's going to totally work out for a lot of people out there. Though it seems like a lot of that is just kind of a short-term sort of thing, possibly. I don't really know because I haven't dug into it that much. I just have seen some of mine just like go and I put them out there to express like what I wore that day, the kicks of the day thing, whatever that was called. And yeah, it might just like shoot up all of a sudden, be like, oh wow, thousands of views. And then it just stops, right? I'm like, okay, whatever, that's odd, but it is what it is. Apparently YouTube wanted to put this out there to everybody between 9:37 and 9:48 in the morning, and then nobody else watched it. Cool. But that's the thing, I don't really focus on that, I focus on the longer form things. So I look at this, right, and I'm thinking, okay, I saw that, you know, like the TikTok came around and it was shorter videos and stuff. And Instagram, like at some point, even them, they started taking like what I would normally upload as a solo 60-second clip. And now it's like a reel and it gets pushed out in front of everybody else. And I'm just like, look, man, I get the whole social media thing and like you're trying to like, in a lot of cases, grow your platform or something. But I'm kind of not, honestly. Like, I'm not against people subscribing, but I don't promote it, right? I don't ask for it, never ask for it, watch any of the videos I've put up. It's just not a thing that I do. So I don't really care about that, you know? I primarily like to talk to like the people that are here watching this stuff on a regular basis. Yes, that can get new people to watch the other longer things. I get that. But it's just like when I see them and I look at the trends, even on like when the watches or the views, excuse me, are a little lower, it's generally like still 99% random people, 1% subscribed. And that's like out of like 200 views. It's like, okay, so the one group that I wanted to get to didn't see this. And that could be any of a number of reasons. Maybe a lot of people feel like I do, where they just look at those and like, maybe not. Because I've taken some of those videos and I've combined them, like say my top 10 Yeezys, combined it into one super video, which is like 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long at that point. And then people like my subscriber group or whatever you want to call it, they watch it and they're like, oh wow, this is interesting, blah blah blah. And I'm like, this video is like a year old and I don't think they are aware of that. You know, nothing against them. It's again just kind of talking about like the whole shorts thing. So yeah, it's like I'm just not a fan of it. You know, I wish they wouldn't do it in that way. Also, another thing that is, it's a minor gripe because again, I don't do the YouTube thing for the money because I mean, if I was, I would be very poor right about now. I do it because there's, you know, time in the day to do it. But if I was in this for the money, the shorts would not be it because I put those up there and some of them do okay for themselves and they'll get like a couple watches every day, you know, and it just kind of trickles up the overall watch count, view count, whatever. But the payoff is like nothing, right? I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I feel like the one that watched the most was that Gratitude 11 thing, and it's probably like 70,000 views or something, right? Which is the most anything has ever been watched of mine, like at least almost twice as much, I think, because I think my other videos at most are like 30,000. And I want to say I made like $5 off of that, maybe 10, something like that, you know. But I looked at other videos I've made that have like maybe a couple thousand views or something, and they've made like the same amount. And obviously, like that's not like a perfect comparison because any number of things can happen in different videos, like the ad placement, you know, like how many ad placements you have, what type of ads are shown, what type of ads people see. You know, there's a whole other thing, but ballparking it, right? Shorts don't make you any money. That's the short version of it, no pun intended. But either way, so I look at the shorts thing, right? I'm just looking at like, I don't want any of the stuff that comes out of this, but they're super convenient at times, right? Because if I'm gonna sit here and I want to just say, okay, let me compare these Air Maxes real quick to follow up this video, because I said I was gonna talk about it later, and I put that out there, but then it doesn't backfire, but it kind of sucks sometimes. Like people see that and they're like, oh, like I'd like to see a longer video. This is like, there is one. Like read the screen or just like click on the channel or whatever. But you put it out there and then people like see that and like, okay, well, I think this is enough. Which it would have been, I would have preferred they watch the thing that I actually put some real work into, not just like ranted for 5 minutes, 50 seconds about something, right? Because you know the way those things work. But anyways, so long story short, right? The shorts thing, I get the point of it. I see how it can be useful to people, and I will not dispute that. If you want to bring that up, you're more than likely going to be completely right. So just save your time. I'm not here for that. I'm just saying that for me, I kind of wish they would not push those so hard. And I think maybe they are kind of pulling back on it. I heard something about that, but I don't follow the YouTube world a whole lot. I just kind of do it half-heartedly a lot of the time, but I do it, right? So I should get points for that. So let me know what you guys think if you want to, you know, and we can talk about it, but ultimately, I'm going to keep doing them, right? So this whole thing, I'm not complaining about it in the way that I'm done with it. I'm not done with it. I just said that several times over. I just wish that they were treated differently, or either they treated the longer videos the same way and like got those out to more people or something. But hey, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the world that we live in has a lot more people with a lot shorter attention span than I do, right? That could be a very, very solid factor in this whole situation. Didn't really think about that a whole lot going into this. Just wanted to say my thoughts, and I've said my thoughts. So, from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Appreciate you listening to me like sit here and talk about random stuff, because again, I like to share my thoughts in a longer form once in a while. Doesn't always make sense to do it in certain videos or during the lives or whatever, because the lives aren't really watched a whole lot outside of people in the moment, and the people in the moment is usually like super small, and the people who watch after the fact, I feel like they just kind of click on it and then click away or click through to certain timestamps. So I feel like any words in those are often lost. So I figured if I do this on the side, maybe it'll give people something to listen to while they're doing stuff that doesn't actually require a visual attention, right? Like the shoe reviews might. There we go. That's it for me. I've said everything I need to say. Later, people. One last thing that I'm going to throw in there, because like I meant to say it when I was talking about the gratitude thing, but so also with the shorts, right? Because they get thrown in the eyes of so many other people, right? And same with this, like the little birthday cake thing I put up a couple days ago. It'll get out to a bunch of people, and then people will subscribe based on that video. And I'm thinking like, don't judge this channel by this thing, please. Like, you are about to be super disappointed if you want more of like what you just saw, because you are not gonna get it.